I remembered something from my childhood today. Something bad that happened to me.
That's wonderful.
Yeah, something bad that happened to me.
Okay. Oh, this sounds better, actually. I'm listening.
I saw a girl when I was going to Tesco, which actually had Battenberg today, but I did not want Battenberg today. But that's another story.
Yeah.
I was on my way to Tesco and I saw a girl with trainers on, but it had the wheels at the bottom that you could flick out. And I remembered when I was little, I wanted those and I begged my parents for them and they said, yes, we'll get it soon, we'll get it soon, we'll get it soon. And then I remembered I never bloody got it.
Oh, it's being let down.
Yeah, like family and parents and, horrible things. Parents are terrible. I think I went into an obsession with something else, but still, they should have got me the trainer wheels.
Yeah, but you learnt a valuable lesson that you can't always get what you want, as Mick Jagger said once.
Who says I can't get what I want? Life has actually said that I can't get what I want.
Yeah.
Because I'm here doing this podcast with you.
Life and Mick Jagger, that should be,
Mick Jagger. I've never actually really listened to the Rolling Stones, I have to admit.
I only know a few of their songs. I find them a bit annoying.
But then I've got the thing where I don't listen to music, really. I mean, I do have an iPod and I listen to music, it's just I listen to, the same, 3 songs or something.
Same 3 songs? What are they? Guess what has got to be Michael Bublé or something.
It's actually the Wombles.
The Wombles? Oh, wow. Actually, my respect's gone up for you there.
The Wombles and the...
That was actually probably my first musical experience.
What, the Wombles?
Yeah.
I used to want one of the dolls. This is starting to feel like a nostalgia episode.
I know.
Do Wombles live in parks or do they live in rubbish?
I don't know, actually.
I think they live in rubbish, don't they?
I'd
they're
have
like
to ask
foxes.
my sister. She was the one, because it was actually more her generation.
Your sister, because she studies Wombles.
Yeah. Well, no, that was her kind of, generation.
Okay.
She was obsessed with them when she was younger.
I was obsessed with, a different thing every week. So I sort of understand why my parents didn't get me those trainers, because the next week I did want something else.
Yeah.
Most of the time I did get it, to be fair.
Yeah, I like the Wombles, but at that time I also liked the Spice Girls, so... that's kind of...
I like the Spice Girls because everyone liked the Spice Girls and they had to. But I didn't really like them that much. I sort of liked it because to fit in, and life is hard. And how can you make believe Spice Girl when you're an Asian girl with brown hair, black hair, or dark brown hair? I was always stuck to being Posh Spice whenever we were playing Spice Girl. I bet they're not all laughing at me now, are they? She's the only one that's rolling in the dough and still earning money. So maybe I lucked out. If only I could emulate her properly. Marry a footballer. No, I don't want to marry a footballer.
No.
Don't really want a footballer. Because I'm not a fan of sexual transmitted diseases, so... allegedly. I'm not saying that footballers... all have sexually transmitted diseases, but what I am saying is they sleep around a lot. And that's not an allegedly, because we know that for a fact.
In beds. They sleep in a lot of different beds.
Yeah, because tabloids don't lie, do they?
Oh, no, never.
Never. They're always telling the truth.
Don't get any leaks in the tabloids. Smooth, eh?
So smooth, man.
Yeah.
So smooth. We had that conversation where you said the Segway had to have a leak in it, and I said, or it could be about a park.
I was getting in there first before you went for the park.
Welcome to the Dorks Deduction Podcast, where we talk about stuff.
So yeah, Leakin Park, or I think Americans, not everywhere else, pronounce it Lincoln Park, and I don't quite know why. Maybe it's the accent of Baltimore, I don't know. Do Baltimoreans have an accent?
Yeah, because...
the Baltimoreans. I don't actually know if that's a term that they're called, but that's what I'm using now.
Yeah. Do you remember The Wire?
Yes. I didn't really watch it much, though. I have wanted to.
I can't, really. Was there an accent in there? That you could,
Not that I'm aware of.
No. See, because the guy who it's named after, I can't tell whether he would have called himself Leakin or Lincoln.
I don't know. Sometimes words are just weird. Like there's a place in London, all right? It's called Southwark, okay? But it's spelt Walk. South Walk. I hate this. I hate Southwark just because it's called spelt South Walk. So whenever I'm on a train and it's the underground and we're going through Southwark and it says Southwark, I just have to say South Walk.
Yeah. To be fair, England's the worst for this. Though.
What, like Greenwich?
Yeah, and Scunthorpe, which should be Scunthorpe.
Yeah. I will say this, though. Americans, they've got a place called Birmingham in America. I don't know where it is. I think it's in the south. They actually pronounce it how it should be pronounced. They call it Birmingham, which is how we should pronounce it. Yet we don't.
Yeah.
We call it Birmingham.
Yeah. It's a bit annoying when you get, like, topped by the Americans.
Yeah.
They actually speak better English than we do.
Yeah, but then they do get things wrong sometimes.
Like
And they
Iraq.
think they're right. And then I'm just like, hold on a second, we made the dictionary.
So
Anyway, so Leakin Park, or Lincoln Park, if that's what you want to call it, but I'm going to stick to Leakin Park, because that's how it's spelt.
I'm going to call it Lincoln Park.
So we're just going to confuse each other.
Yeah.
And
It
listeners,
just
if they're
feels
tuning in
strange
the
saying
middle.
Leakin Park.
Pardon?
It just feels strange saying Leakin Park.
Leakin Park.
Leakin Park.
Yeah. So I suggested this one around New Year's, I think. I think it was New Year's Eve.
Yeah.
Because I was out and I was listening to old episodes of Serial. Have you heard of Serial, the podcast?
I have. I didn't actually like it, to be honest.
Yeah.
I found it a bit annoying.
Well, it's about Haylin May. I think her name's Haylin May. Hey Min
Yeah.
Lee. Not Haylin May. Hey Min Lee.
Yeah.
She was murdered several years ago, and her boyfriend was in prison for the murder, and he might not have done it. But her body was discovered in Leakin, or Lincoln Park, if you want to call it that.
Yeah.
And that's how I found out about that park. And the Sarah Koenig, I think that's what her name, she
Koenig.
only talked about it for like a snippet. And I'm just like, now hold on a second, I want the whole episode to be on Leakin Park. Because what she
Yeah.
said, it was quite intriguing. It's like the major dump site of Baltimore for dead bodies.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
there's lots. I mean, I read one article, you're going to correct me on this, but when they last looked at... Because there's an actual website, the bodies of Leakin Park. Or
Oh, yeah,
Leakin
that's what I
Park,
was on, yeah.
however. And when this article was written, the numbers at like 67 bodies identified. And that's purely just going through like archives.
Yeah, did you find that on Champ's page Blogspot?
Yeah.
Okay, No, because I got my information from... I think it might have had an updated version, actually. Because the one that I read, it said it could be it's at least 71 bodies. And they got that information from the Baltimore Sun archives. And that's up until November 2010 from the year 1946. So at least 71. Obviously, there's been more since then.
Well,
so
they
I
say-
must have read like a different updated version of yours or something like that.
Yeah. They say that is just the bodies that have been found. There
Yes.
could be loads more.
Yes, because I read something how when
Yeah.
police in Baltimore are looking for someone or their body and they go to look in Leakin Park, they just look for that description, well, something that matches that victim's description, because they don't want to find another body because that's more, more work.
Because that's actually the line they used in The Wire, wasn't it? The
Again,
guy-
I barely watched it. I mean, I want to watch it because it's supposed to be amazing, and I still haven't, and I've been meaning to, but I haven't. And I feel bad about that. And please don't hate me if you're listening to this, because everyone loves The Wire.
Yeah, well, because there's another line I heard that if you go to dump your body in Leakin Park, you're going to find someone else's body
Yeah.
at some point.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, and I heard a great line saying someone said that murderers today, that they're not as good as they used to be because they can't be bothered to like wrap the body up in rugs and stuff like that. They just kind of dump them anywhere.
Yeah.
I was just like, that's so picky, you know, commenting on how people dump bodies these days.
Well, yeah.
They just don't
How
make
many
the
different
effort.
ways are there to dump a body nowadays?
Yeah, but you can make a bit of an effort, wrap it up.
Yeah, but if you
nicely
wrap it up in a
rug.
rug, people are going to wonder, oh, why is he moving a rug in the middle of the night?
True, but it depends how many people are there. It's quite a big park.
It is. It's 300 acres, and it's attached to another park as well.
Yeah, which combined makes 1,000, I think 2,000 No, 1,216 acres.
Oh, bloody hell, that's big.
It's massive.
So I could see why murderers want to dump their bodies there.
I think you could get away with it. You wouldn't look suspicious.
Well, yeah, because that article that you were posting about has a list of the names of the bodies that were found.
Yeah.
And it's like a grid, and they have the date, the name of the body, the date the body was found, or the date they died, I'm not 100% sure, the age of the victim, and the murderer.
Yeah.
And looking at the column for the murderer, it is so blank. Only a few entries, like a fraction of the entries, have someone there down as the murderer.
Yeah.
Wow. I knew that there was a lot of unsolved crime out there, because if there wasn't, we probably wouldn't have this podcast.
Yeah.
But that's one area, one park, and that many unsolved murders.
Yeah.
First of all, that many murder victims, and secondly, that many unsolved murders.
Yeah, because I remember seeing one. I think it was Joyce and the Shield, and the murdered bit, it says murdered by serial killer who remains on the loose. I mean, that's kind of.
There is a serial murderer that people might have heard of, though. His name was Reginald Vernon Oates, and he used that as a dump site. And if you've eaten, I'm sorry, because you might throw up. He was a paedophile, and he murdered five boys, wasn't it?
Four
boys. 4 boys from the age of 5 and 10, and dumped their bodies there. Yeah, and that was in 1968. Yeah, but I think that's the only recurrent or serial murderer that has been named to dump in Leakin Park. The other ones that I saw, the ones that were solved, I saw were different people every time.
Yeah, because 2 of them were brothers, I think, as well.
Yeah, the Jefferson brothers, yeah.
Yeah, and he's like typical, like, janitor kind of as well. It's like typical kind of like paedophile story.
Yeah.
That's not a nice one.
No. That's why I'm saying it might turn your stomach if you've eaten.
Yeah.
But I'm not going to go into detail about it because I don't want to.
Yeah. I think the most famous person that got murdered in there, or the most famous case, is Eugene Leroy Anderson. He was a Black Panther sympathiser.
Oh, yes, yeah, I know who you're talking about now. Okay, carry on.
Yeah, and he just basically used to hand out, like, the party literature in the community and throughout the city, and apparently helped paint the outside of the Black Panther headquarters. But apparently the Black Panthers found out that he was a police informant, or even FBI informer, and apparently he was kidnapped. And then he was taken to one of the Panthers' house, and he was basically tortured. Because the Black Panther, they were trying to find out who was, like, ratting on them a lot during this time. And it's quite a famous thing of bag of bones. So a lot of, like, the people who were found to be traitors were basically tortured, and it was in a way that when your like body decomposed, it decomposed quite quickly, and so literally just because this guy, his skeleton was found, and this was only like 3 months after he died or something. So yeah, not a nice case if you're
not a nice case,
dinner.
But I think the people that got arrested, they ended up being pardoned eventually.
Yeah, well, there's a lot of talk about corruption on both sides. Like, there's a lot.
Really? In the justice system? How could that be?
Yeah. So I think, like, I can't remember who. There was one guy who I can't even remember his name, but he went down for like 4 years, and that was literally it, and he got pardoned. But there was lots of people, and they weren't even sure he did it.
Yeah, that's what happens, isn't it? They just kill people to be on the safe side.
There was evidence that he was somewhere else at the time.
To be honest, if he was just a sympathiser and he was helping painting whatever, right, how much information would he know about the Black Panthers other than where they hold up?
He might be able to listening to stuff, you know. He might, it's hard to tell. Because like, on the website they're saying it's possible the FBI might have had something to do with killing him.
The FBI doing something dubious?
I thought they were perfect, so yeah.
Never. It's like if someone came out, if you come out next and said the CIA do covert operations without any of us knowing, I'll quit this podcast because I have no faith in society anymore. Okay,
CIA carry out covert operations.
For fuck's sake, fucking hell.
You're going to have to
I'm gone. Sorry, bye.
Yeah.
Yeah, anyway. So, the American governments and justice systems and what are they called? I can't even think of what they're called now. The FBI, CIA. They're called something.
Law
enforcement, that's it. Law enforcement doing dubious things. And I don't mean just American. That's just like law enforcement all over the world. Every country.
Ooh, but getting back to that...
oh, yeah, I forgot.
The first one you were talking about, the one that's involved in the Serial...
Yeah, Reginald.
...podcast. No, the Serial.
No, Serial. Oh, Heyman Lee, yeah.
Yeah. She was actually found... There's a stream in there, and it's ironically called Dead Rum Valley, which I like the name of that.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, this does seem like a place we should visit.
Yeah, let's take the podcast on the road and go to Baltimore.
Yeah.
We can't even meet up in the same room and do this podcast. Like, whenever we do meet up, we go out.
Yeah.
We're just like, fuck it, we won't even talk about the podcast.
Yeah.
We say, oh, yeah, let's decide what we're going to do, and so we forget, and then we just decide to talk about the most random things. Like, I do wonder if people just think we're insane if they're sitting at a table next to us.
I think you should have stopped wondering about that a long time ago.
I remember that time. Actually, no, I was going to say I remember that time that we did something and then I really remembered that you weren't there. So, yeah, let's move on.
Yeah, okay. I have actually seen, I think, where the What's-Her-Face was found.
Heyman Lee.
Heyman Lee, that's it. Because I think she was found, like, near a fallen tree or something, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And, yeah, I've seen on video, I've seen whereabouts that was.
You know, I've seen pictures of the actual park, right? It doesn't seem creepy to me. That seems like a place I'd hang out.
Yeah, it does seem like
I think
quite a cool
it
place.
still gets traffic from, like, the civilians. I mean, people go there on an afternoon and to walk their dog or whatever.
Yeah.
So it's weird that it's a massive dump site for dead bodies and everyone in Baltimore seems to know about it. Yet people just go there to hang out.
Yeah. People are clearly not afraid of being on that list.
No, probably not. No, well, I don't think people actually get killed there. It's just, I think it's mainly just a dump site. I mean, people get killed elsewhere and then they get taken to Leakin Park.
Yeah, but because there's an interesting story about the person who found Heyman Lee, isn't there?
Oh, yeah,
He's
the
referred to
streaker,
as
yeah.
Mr. Les. Yeah, Mr. S. Apparently he likes to go streaking around there or something, or he did.
He did. I wonder if he ever interacted with someone dumping a body.
God, that would freak you out if you're trying to, you're trying to dump someone's body. You get
And someone
streaking.
shrieks.
Yeah, streaks right past you. You don't want that right in your face, do you?
Yeah. I did wonder, like, I have Googled and stuff, but...
What, streakers?
No, the actual... About the park. Off the streaker. Off the streaker.
When you were on it.
I was just sort of wondering if there's, like, any sort of security or fences or, like, you know, park rangers that are there. Because it seems weird that this is a minimum of 71 bodies in one area. Like, they should shut that... Well, I would have... If I was any sort of politician or anything like that, I probably would shut that place down by now. Dug out... Find all the dead bodies, pavement over the whole area or something like that. Because that's a lot of bodies. So they must... Are they not doing anything about it?
Well, on the thing of paving it over, they can't because it's a park. That'd get a lot of complaints. Because parks are nice.
Well,
even when they've got bodies in them.
Well, they could, like, fence it up. Like, parks in England, even small parks, they get, like, fenced up and bolted shut after a certain time.
Yeah.
And, like, big parks like Hampstead Heath, I think that closes sort of most of it after a certain time. And there are park rangers all the time going around. And I know that's a smaller park, but still, this is a bigger park. They need park rangers more than Hampstead Heath.
This is England, though.
Yeah, I know.
We're a bunch of whatevers.
What do you mean? A bunch of whatevers?
It's just annoying. You know, we shut parks at 5 o'clock or whatever.
No, it's not that early.
Well, 7 o'clock, whatever. Then.
No, I'm pretty sure. I've been at Hampstead Heath later than that. And maybe they don't shut Hampstead Heath. I don't think they could because it's fairly open. And it is a way of walking to another side of the area. So maybe they don't shut Hampstead Heath. But I know there are park rangers because I see them all the time. They're always driving around.
I guess there probably are park rangers, but it's a big place.
So they should have more of them.
Yeah, but that's employing people.
And they should put fences... Yeah, I know, but if you could catch a few murderers, like, isn't that worth the... Yeah, worth the money? Or fence it up, put some CCTV up or something around it.
Yeah.
So you can see who's coming and going.
If it didn't have the murders, though, it wouldn't have the reputation. You know, that's
but it's not exactly a good reputation to have, because me and you, we sort of want to go there. But if a normal person heard about these murders, why would they want to go visit Baltimore?
Yeah, but the world shouldn't pander to normal people. It should be
it should pander to us.
Yeah. I mean, to be honest, if a couple of people just get killed for our enjoyment, that's fine with me. I'm totally fine.
Remember when we were both binge watching Wallander at the same time? And we were like, this is so grim and dreary. And then we started talking about how in Sweden they have the highest suicide rate per capita. Yeah. And then we decided that we will go to Sweden and not to take in the sights. And we're just like, I wonder if we could watch someone like committing suicide. Or spot someone doing it. So, shit, I should not have said that because we're going to sound so creepy.
Yeah.
But, like, yeah, we're attracted to dark things.
I think they know us by now, though.
Yeah, I know, but, like, yeah, but that's the type of thing we do. Like, when we were watching Hinterland, we were just like, oh, we should go there. It looks creepy. We'll go to the places where the crimes happened in the show.
Yeah, with that dead purple woman.
That sounds a lot better than me saying, oh, we'll see if we can spot someone committing suicide.
Yeah.
We would go to the places that they showed in Wallander where people died. Because it looks like quite a nice place as well.
It is. Ystad's a really nice place.
It is. We'll go to Sweden one day. It's quite cheap.
Yeah.
Maybe for my birthday I've got the day off.
Did you go Stockholm?
Yeah, I think
she went to Sweden before us.
Yeah, I know. That's what I said. Wait, no, me and Matt were supposed to be going there. And then she was like, why don't you go? It's cheap. And I was like, well, that's not the point. Me and Matt were supposed to be going there. You can't go there before us.
Yeah, but if we'll go, we should go Ystad.
Yeah, we'll go there. We'll go Ystad. Yeah. And we'll go to every spot that Wallander went to.
Yeah.
Yeah. We won't recreate the murders, though. We're not going to do proper LARPing.
No. Yeah. We're not really. We don't really enjoy murder.
No, well, we enjoy, like, you know what, we're pussies, man. We don't mind watching it on TV, but, you know, I know for a fact, if it ever happened in front of us, we would, like, break down, man. We wouldn't be able to handle it.
After I'd taken the photos, I'd break down. I would. Yeah,
the photos of the murderer that you would hand to the police.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, because I'm a law-abiding citizen, I am.
Yeah. Anyway, so, back onto Leakin Park. Do you want to know what this park actually reminded me of? You know the suicide park in Japan?
Suicide? No, I haven't heard about that.
Ah, okay. Forgive me for any Japanese... I don't know why Japanese people will be listening to this, but forgive me if I get the pronunciation wrong. I think it's pronounced Okigahara, or something like that. But it's like a massive... It's a huge park. Huge, giant park. It's one of the biggest ones in Japan. It's like a foresty place. And people go there to commit suicide fairly regularly.
Yeah.
So it used to be about 30 people per year, but the numbers kept going up into like the hundreds, I think, at the beginning of the 2000s. So now the Japanese police have stopped releasing the numbers because it happens so often. But annually, police, volunteers, journalists, they scour the park looking for bodies, scour them, and they put signs up trying to convince people not to do this, not to kill themselves, turn back, go back to their life. It's not all that bad. So they do this for people that are taking their own life. And Baltimore Police Department, politics, mayor, whatever, can't just dig up a few dead bodies in the forest of murder victims and try and figure out what happened to them.
I don't know. Baltimore is a large city, though. City, I should say.
Well, not as large as before because they all get murdered and dumped in Leakin Park.
Terms of square miles, whatever it's called.
Yeah, you know what? I don't really... Listen, we pay a shit ton... Well, actually, it's Americans that pay their tax, but I'm assuming they also pay a shit ton of tax, right? So it has to go somewhere. So if they're paying these officials and stuff, right?
Parks aren't always the top priority, though.
No, but murders should be. Parks, no, not really. But murders should be. That's my point. You've got these people in Japan that are searching for bodies of people that have taken their own lives and trying to stop people from taking their own lives. They're going to that effort, and it's a huge park in Japan as well. I forgot I didn't write down how big it was, but it's massive. But in one city, Baltimore, the park is, it's 300 acres, quite big, right? But it's people that haven't chosen to kill themselves. It's people that have been murdered and their bodies have been buried. Their families have no idea where they are and whether they're dead or alive or not. And the murderers have run free.
Yeah.
They're roaming free. And these people, they don't get a proper end in life. They don't have anyone fighting their battle after they've died. They've just ceased to exist anywhere.
It's very moving speech.
I know.
I've got an idea why that might be, actually. I think because I was reading the park borders, like, some of the most crime-ridden neighbourhoods. So, like, places like Edmondson. And maybe I think they're just trying to concentrate on those kind of places. Because I guess that's where most of the crime happens. And as you said earlier, kind of, that's just a place where they dump the bodies.
Yeah.
So you're maybe not actually going to capture anyone there.
But are they actually dealing with the crime in those places?
A lot of them were done. A lot of the murders were done before, like, forensic stuff was about.
Well, the bodies were
like DNA.
Well, it started being discovered in 1946. So there was some sort of forensics going on. But
DNA didn't come in until the 80s.
Yeah, but they always keep samples of it. Well, they should do, because I know, you get loads of crimes being solved decades afterwards because we've kept samples of their DNA or whatever. So I'm assuming there'd be samples kept of their bodies and preserved. And they still do that now in case we get some sort of advancement of technology. So that's no excuse, Matthew. That is no excuse.
I think some of the bodies weren't even found. Like, there was one guy...
Because people didn't look.
Right.
Like we said it before, they don't bother looking. They only look for something that they want to find.
Yeah.
But if it's another body that they're not looking for, they ignore it. Which, again, is wrong. They should just find it. They should find it and then they open up a case. Because that's how... I know it's going to be a strain on the state, but that's what they're being paid to do. The police department is to solve crime and prevent it from happening again.
But if there's lots of it, you can't just waste it all on...
No, what if there was a serial killer roaming around Baltimore, but the only reason we don't know is because that the police don't actually look for those victims and their bodies are left to rot? Again, that's not much of an end in life.
Serial killer, they go after a serial killer.
Yeah, but how would they know if they don't bother looking for the bodies?
Well, they depend on people reporting the bodies, don't they? You can't just go on and on, there might be a body there.
But we know there are bodies here. The thing is, I feel like, even in England, I feel like we should drag the Thames a few times a year. I know it's expensive, but what if we find someone that's been missing for a while? What if we find a kid that's disappeared 20 years ago? I think it should be done. Okay, I know these people are dead, but they should still have some sort of finality to their life other than, being buried and forgotten about.
Yeah.
This is my sentimental episode when we're talking about the murder park.
Right. Sentimental.
This is where you see my emotions.
Wow. I never knew you had this in you, Tanya.
I'm trying to... you know how sometimes I like to play devil's advocate? And then I realised I was doing the episode with you and I was like, okay, I have to be the one that actually cares about people.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
My contribution to this is the people in the Thames. They'll just be wet.
And decomposing.
That's all I've got. I don't even know whether you'd be able to, would you be able to find out much about them?
I don't know, but at least you have their bodies. I mean, they still got their DNA. Like, they've got, dental records as well if their teeth haven't been pulled out. And fingerprints, the fingers probably would have... Depends on how long they're in the water, to be honest.
Yeah, I've heard that human beings don't last long in water, particularly if you've got fish that like eating human bodies.
Yeah, but they won't eat the teeth.
No, good point.
Exactly, and everyone, unless your parents neglected you as a child, everyone's been to the dentist at least a few times. So we have X-rays, and we know. Yeah.
Yeah, I have heard.
I mean, it's not as good as America actually, because I think they could, America, their records are better.
Are they? Oh.
But I guess because they spend more money on it as well. Whereas in England, it's the NHS mainly. Yeah, you get bare minimum. So I don't know how good it would be to match up dental records to dead bodies. Maybe I should have really researched that during the week because, let's not mention it, Matt.
Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah, we didn't mention it too.
Yeah, I'll talk about it in the next episode. I'm in when I go and check.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm gonna creep out the dentist when I say, but your X-rays and stuff. Could you say a body was submerged in water for like a decade, or well, not even a decade, say a few months, maybe a year? Would you be able to patch it up? Shit, I really should have done that. It would have been easy for me.
I don't know, because I think about teeth and dental records. That did used to be a good way of identifying bodies. So
yeah, because I know that if they're having like dentures and stuff done, the dentists and the practice have to keep the moulds. They always keep the moulds of it.
I'm pretty sure
for
that's
a certain length of time. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's how they used to capture some murders.
Yeah, but that's only if you have. Because not everyone needs the moulds, so it's just X-rays for some people.
Yeah.
And there's not really much that because like an X-ray is 2-dimensional. You can only tell so much with it.
Yeah.
You need something 3-dimensional. So which is why the moulds probably would work better. Anyway, let's move along before people wonder why I know so much about this.
I wanted to mention something that kind of tickled me a little bit, and I was reading an article about the places that this park borders, and I quote this from Slate, this Slate article, and it says, "It also touches Dickieville," and who hasn't touched
The
Dickieville?
prostitutes get dumped there.
What, Dickieville?
No, I mean, because, from Dickieville to Leakin Park.
You mean there's some things that come out of Dickieville?
Yeah. What doesn't come out of Dickieville?
Yeah. Well, as I said, who hasn't touched Dickieville?
Yeah. Anyway.
I want to go to Dickieville. That's where I want to go.
I was thinking, if I ever wanted to murder someone, I'd make friends with them and take them on a trip to Baltimore. And, we end up at Leakin Park.
I want to see if there's, like, a sign saying, "Welcome to Dickieville."
I'm trying to move away from the Dickieville.
Okay.
I don't know where to move to.
But the delights of Dickieville, you don't know. I don't know much about the delights of Dickieville.
Matt, okay, so we're going to go to Ystad. We're going to go to Labrador. We're going to go to Newfoundland. Mm-hmm. Newfoundland is a place in Canada, but it's rich in Newfoundland.
Yeah, one of your pet hates.
Yeah, and we'll go to Dickieville, and we'll do that all on the Beaver bus.
Oh, yeah, the Beaver bus. I forgot about that.
Yeah, we'll do that all on the Beaver bus. We'll take a road trip, even though some of these places are separated by water. We'll take a road trip.
Oh, the Beaver bus is excellent on water, though.
That is true.
You haven't seen the beaver in water. Go. Well, beavers are quite good in water, actually.
Yeah, no, they are. They build dams and stuff.
Yeah.
It's quite fitting, actually, the Beaver bus would be in water. Yeah. It's like, those, like, frog bus boat things that go around London and tourists get into, and then it goes into the Thames.
Yeah.
It's like those, but a beaver.
That's probably why half the bodies are in the Thames. It's people falling off them.
I think if people fell off them, people would notice and try and get them back in. Unless they went on in the... Actually, I don't know if the engines would be exposed. I don't know.
But we talked this because this is in Baltimore, isn't it? And
yes,
it's interesting that it's got this reputation because Edgar Allan Poe was also from Baltimore.
I love Poe.
It's kind of got a weird... I like that connection.
I mean, there's not much of a connection. Loads of people from Baltimore, but I like Poe.
True.
I like Poe.
But yeah, I mean, also I heard it's where some of the Blair Witch Project films, where some of the scenes were filmed.
You know what? I didn't even like Blair Witch Project.
I haven't even watched it, so I can't give a comment.
But then I think it might have been just because I watched it a few years after. And then, but then we've already talked about how I don't really get scared much.
Yeah.
I don't get scared unless I don't know it's coming. Like, when I watched Kill List, I thought it was like a thriller, a crime thriller. And then it wasn't. And then I was just like, oh my God, what just happened? What did my eyes just see?
Well, you don't get scared unless you see someone murdered in front of you.
Yeah, I think I'd probably get scared then.
Yeah. I don't know whether to mention Oliver Wendell Munson.
You probably should, because I don't know who you're talking about.
He's someone he's one of those guys where they never actually found a body.
Ah, right. Okay.
He'd unwittingly brought a stolen car, and he was going to testify against the car thief, and this was Dennis Watson. And apparently, so this Oliver Wendell Munson, he went to go to work one day, and then he was never heard from again. 2 weeks later, the car was found near the edge of Leakin Park. And it was clearly his car, because they found receipts from him in there. and there was a shell casing and traces of blood. And this is interesting, because it says here, this being 1984, police forensics didn't operate like they do now. The blood samples were never linked to Mr. Munson, and Mr. Watson was never charged with his murder.
That's why they should keep samples.
Yeah, because they could do that so easy, because they're saying the police do think he is in there, but they've just never been able to find him.
They haven't looked.
So it doesn't say, so I can't comment on that.
I can. They probably didn't actually look extensively because they were afraid they'd find a different body.
Yeah. And what I like about this Bodies of Leakin Park website thing, it says, naturally, there are a lot of bodies in the park. But if you find one, it might be this guy. Make the call. His brother is wondering where he is, and Mr. Watson is still out there, possibly making people disappear.
Possibly.
I mean, this was sort of... I mean, he's clearly a bit of a shady character.
Yeah.
But he's throwing around accusations that he's still bumping off people.
Maybe. Who knows?
But
you know what, Matt? When we go to... After we've visited Ystad, Newfoundland, Labrador, and then we head to Baltimore, I feel like we should go up and dig up all these bodies and call the police. That way they can't avoid it. Because we're tourists, and we found all these dead bodies. And also, if they try and pin it on us, like, we're British citizens, that's going to cause a major uproar.
Yeah. What we could do is we could dig up the bodies and then show them to the relatives and say, is that them? Is that skeleton? Do you recognise that skeleton?
Maybe let's not do that. Okay, I'm not going to dig up bodies and parade it around in front of the families.
Good idea.
I'm just going to call the police. I'm going to dig up all these bodies, call the police so they can't avoid it.
Yeah.
Because I can go back to my land, talk to my media in my country and say, hey, there's all these dead bodies and the police are ignoring it.
And you come out as the hero, don't you?
And I come out as the hero.
Yeah.
But then they'll listen to this.
Yeah. I come across slightly insensitive there.
Yeah, but I feel like I've come across quite sensitive this episode, so it's
Good
fine.
for you. Well, I'm usually the sensitive one, so...
I think we're both on, like, an even level of insensitivity. When I was uploading the Oscars So White episode, and I was writing the description, I put down, we're doing this episode with people that have no idea about the Oscars, and also people that offend people on a daily basis without intending to, and sometimes intending to.
It's a good thing.
Yeah. Because we offend people all the time.
Do we? Do we hear back about? Are there any comments about us offending?
Other than the cunt one, I don't think so. I think the cunt one was the only one that was actually nasty. I mean, the other one, the Stratfordian one, it wasn't nasty. He was just giving us information. Yeah. And then Bill corrected us on a few episodes, but he was being really nice.
Yeah.
So, Bill, if you're listening, tell us what you do, because we've been wondering why you were in a lab. Or I've been wondering why you were in a lab listening to the Pokemon episode.
If it's anything to do with bodies, we won't go to the police.
Yes, we should have like messaged him about this. He seems to know more about our episodes than we do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're really quite dumb. He
should be doing this instead.
Yeah. I'm just going to go back to the podcast preview.
Yeah.
She does make a comment, the person who does the Bodies of Leakin Park, however you want to say it. And she comments on the Heyman Lee case, and she's not a big fan of Sarah Koenig. And she says...
Oh, no.
She says, yes, Sarah Koenig is the most irresponsible, self-serving human being on the planet. Adnan Syed is not getting out of prison ever. He's guilty. So she's got strong view about that.
She said it means it's true.
Yeah.
But I listened to every episode of Serial, right?
Yeah.
The truth of the matter is, I don't know whether Adnan Syed murdered him or not. All I know is that trial was bullshit from the beginning.
Yeah.
There's no way he should have got convicted on that in that trial.
Yeah.
I mean, sure, he might have done it. He might not have. But on the basis of that trial alone, which is what the conviction should have been about, he should not have been convicted. Which is why he's getting a retrial, for crying out loud.
Yeah. I agree that you should point out, mistakes or inconsistencies. But there's a point where it borders on, self-investigating. And I think that's going a bit too far.
you talking about Sarah Koenig? Or...
Yeah. Well, any those like general cases.
The thing is, like, Sarah Koenig, I liked Serial. Purely because it shone a light on something I had never even heard of, a case I'd never even heard of. And I like that it got people talking about the justice system, corruption, and people's rights.
Yeah.
And this trial in particular, because, like I said before, it wasn't a just trial, it wasn't a fair trial.
Yeah.
So I like that. I may not like Sarah Koenig. I've been listening to the second series as well.
Yeah.
And it's not as good as the first one.
Yeah.
But, I mean, it's decent enough. It's about a military man, someone that was in the army, called Bo Bergdahl.
Yeah.
And he went AWOL and got captured by the Taliban.
Yeah.
And he was in captivity for 5 years, so it follows that and why he did it and what he went through.
Yeah.
But she doesn't seem to be doing a lot of work on that. It seems to be another person that did all the interviews and stuff, and she's just sort of talking over it. So it seems pretty hacky to me.
That's a problem with journalists sometimes.
Yeah. Basically regurgitating someone else's work.
Yeah. Well, I got... and then there's one other thing that she wrote, this... about Martha Robinson, who was found. Now, by murdered, it says murdered by husband. Although when I actually looked on, because you can click on the names.
Yeah.
And no one was actually arrested for the murder. And all she comments is, did anyone look at the husband's alibi? So she's basically accusing the husband without really...
Is this the same lady?
Yeah, this is the person who does the blog.
Oh, okay.
With all the people who've been killed.
Yeah. The thing is, I know that we do it.
Yeah.
But we sort of put an allegedly in brackets at the end of every episode.
Yeah.
But I don't feel like you can't really just make an accusation like that and have it set in stone.
Yeah.
Because we speculate and we say what we think happened. But we're not saying, oh, no, he definitely blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
I mean, actually, no, I think sometimes we have done that. But, yeah, we try and say maybe he did this, but I think he did this. But you can't just accuse people openly like that, because if there is no evidence... Because I'm betting the only reason that she actually said that is because of a lot of domestic violence cases, a lot of murder victims, police always go for the husband first. So if the husband did it, wouldn't the police have come to him?
Yeah, but I'm pretty sure they would have checked his alibi.
Yeah.
The husband's usually the first person to check the alibi.
It's the partner of the person.
Yeah. So, So I'm not entirely sure about this person who does this blog.
I wasn't actually reading her comments and stuff. I went in there for statistics.
Yeah. I find some of them quite funny, yeah.
No, I try and avoid it because I don't want that to inform my opinion. So when I'm researching, I just look at facts and statistics, and then I can decide for myself.
Yeah.
Yeah, because even if I don't feel like it's having an impression on me, it subconsciously probably is. It just plants a seed saying, the husband probably did it. The husband did it. And then I look at all the facts and pick out the ones that support the idea that I have in my head.
Yeah.
Whereas no, I want it to be the other way around. I have all the facts in my head and on my page, and then I make my opinion. Yeah.
Yeah. So I think we're almost done.
I think we were done a very long time ago. I told you this was going to be a short one.
Yeah.
Most of it we haven't even talked about Leakin Park. We talked about random cases from Leakin Park. We talked about Serial a lot.
There's not much else to say.
Yeah, no, there's not. That's why I said it's going to be a shorty.
I do want to say full-on vegetation. Just because I like the sound of that, to be honest.
Well, what I want to say is invest in CCTV. I mean, we did an episode on CCTV before. I can't remember if I was in support of it or not. But I'm in support of it in this area here. Baltimore, Maryland.
Yeah.
Because even if it doesn't prevent the murders, at least you can find the murderer.
Yeah, I kind of like the reputation, so my kind of things, keep murdering,
It's still going
guys.
to have that reputation. It's going to be the murder part for the rest of the time. But I feel like they should do more about it, and they shouldn't just let the bodies fester. People need to be more proactive.
Yeah, I mean, at least make an effort to bury them. I mean,
Yeah,
it's not
'cause,
that.
like,
I mean, if we're going to be there,
how would-
I don't want to stumble across one, you know?
Yeah, no, I've always feared that. Like, what if I came across a dead body? I mean, I like to think I'm all tough and stuff, but I know I'm not.
To be honest, I'd avoid walking in a park on my own.
I like to go to parks by myself.
Not in a wooded area.
I quite like it because that's why you go to
park,
parks, is to be alone and to relax and sit down and chill.
I think you should stop talking now before you incriminate yourself.
I've never murdered anyone in a park.
I'm not saying anything.
No, but usually, actually, yeah, that's quite creepy though, because I like going to parks by myself, but I can't go to this park by myself, can I?
Why not?
Because in case I see a murder and then they murder me because I saw their face and then I die. Who would be here with you in the podcast?
Yeah, but your name would go on that list. I'd be able to do a podcast
because no one would be looking
about
for
your
me,
name
apparently.
on the list.
No one would look for me, apparently.
I'm sure someone would look for you.
But it's weird, though, because, in a British park, the worst thing you have to worry about is someone, drunk exposing themselves to you.
I mean, in, Leakin Park, you've got people streaking as well. I mean...
Yeah, streaking and murders.
Sounds like a really fun place, actually. I'm going to go there just to
I think people pick stuff there, as in, flowers and plants. People go walk their dogs there. If I lived in Baltimore... there's no way I'd visit that park. I know I said that it would be cool to go, but it's not really. On a daily basis, just to hang out with a family. There's no way I'd go to that park.
I've heard it's quite nice.
Yeah, I know, but, it looks really nice, and it looks like a park that I would go. But if I knew all this information about it...
Yeah.
There's no way I'd take my family, my dog, just go sit and have a picnic at the murder park.
Oh, that's such a good idea, though. I really want to do that now.
After you stud.
Yeah.
After we've witnessed a suicide. Oh, God, we've sounded creepy this whole episode.
Yeah.
No, but then the thing is, I've been, sentimental and then creepy, then sentimental, then creepy. People must think I'm schizo or something.
Yeah, I'm going to say something very provocative.
Okay.
Provoking. And that is, beauty can be very deceiving. And that's what I think about this park. The beauty hides the evil within.
Yeah. They have the resources to keep it looking pretty, and they need a lot of resources for that. But they don't have the resources to look for these dead bodies.
Yeah.
And figure out,
They should put Leslie Knope on this.
They should put what on?
Leslie Knope, Parks and Recreation, the TV show.
Oh, okay, yeah.
They should put her
the show
on
that you've been watching on my Amazon Instant Videos.
Yes.
Which also means I'm not buying you presents anymore because you've actually started using it.
Yes.
I bought you presents, right, that are on my wish list. It's really annoying. No, because I look at it and I was like, I really want this. And I was like, but Matt would like it too. And I was like, fine, I'll get it for Matt. Yeah, so I end up buying it for you instead of me.
We've got to stop liking the same things.
Yeah, I know. Murders and stuff. No, we need to stop.
I'm not so much murders. Maybe something else that we like.
All right. So, I think we're pretty much done. I mean... Yeah, because this was a sort of overview of the episode, because we can't go... I wish we had the time, but we cannot go into every single murder that happened, or, body that was found here individually. So we've just highlighted a few, but I would advise looking up this shampspage.blogspot.co.uk, because it has a full list, it has links, and it also has a map of the park, and it has the murder victims pinpointed on there. That was quite interesting. There's a lot of pinpoints. Yeah.
Just very quickly, some the stories involve corruption and stuff like that.
Yeah, it's quite interesting.
It's great.
I think maybe we could use this as material for our future episodes if we're ever a bit stuck on what to do. Yeah,
they should have this for every park. For
how many people have been murdered there? In Hampstead Heath, it will be whereabouts has George Michael exposed himself?
I am quite keen to know that, so... That should
I think it's mainly in the toilet. I mean, I've never been to some men's toilets in Hampstead Heath.
Yeah,
the girls' ones are disgusting enough.
Yeah, but Tom, you shouldn't listen to careless whispers.
Can I just say before we leave, female public toilets are disgusting. I know people bitch and moan about men.
I know.
And how messy they are, but I don't know why, but female public toilets terrible because people hover when they pee. Guys can stand and pee freely. And they can aim because they've been doing it their whole life. But women's toilets are, for fuck's sake, sort yourselves out.
Every female toilet I've been in, I've been disgusted.
Yeah, I know, ladies, seriously, what the hell? Sometimes I go into a cubicle after someone's left, right, and then just walk out straight after them. And I was like, I'm not using that, that's disgusting.
Yeah. Also,
to make them feel bad because it was horrible.
the attitude as well. I get kicked out every time. I don't get it.
When you're in the female toilet.
Yeah.
It is quite weird because, like, guys, if they go into a female toilet, it's a big no-no. But a girl could go into a man's toilet and no one would give a shit.
True.
Probably because the men might enjoy it. They think they're going to get lucky, but okay.
So that's really not the nicest place to get lucky.
No, not a men's toilet.
No.
Could you imagine hearing that as you're doing that?
Oh,
Anyway.
There'd be someone on the toilet as well.
I don't know how we got onto this.
I don't know.
From the Leakin Park.
Oh, George Michael.
George Michael. Oh, George Michael, you give us so much joy.
Yeah.
We've probably lost Bill
Like
Smith now.
Jesus
He's
to
just
a
like, these people
child.
are disgusting.
Yeah.
So we're sorry that we've offended you, and thank you for listening to the episodes up until now.
What, George Michael? He's been listening to our
No, I
episode.
meant our fan, our one and only
yeah.
fan that's name checked. Oh, that way we've name checked.
Yeah.
Bill, we've
Bill.
probably put him off the episodes. Well, us now, because we've been so creepy and disgusting this episode.
We have. We've been terrible.
Yeah, I've put myself off of us.
We're going to have to wash
Yeah,
ourselves.
I'm just gonna go take a shower after this.
Yeah, scrub ourselves down.
Yeah, ugh, we're disgusting. Anyway, so I really don't. Well, there's too much to say. I feel.
There's too much on this. I mean,
Yeah, too much on this. So maybe if we're both unemployed for several months, we could do an episode on each victim, but it's not going to be likely. So
No.
because I'd have to still edit it, and I don't want to do that. But I feel like you guys, episode was like an overview. So if people want to go off and look up all the victims and stuff, you should, because it's quite interesting.
it is really.
I did look up quite a few.
I think this is the most interesting episode we've done
Really?
in a little while. Yeah.
I found the Robin Hood one quite fun.
Yeah.
I mean,
What
it wasn't a major thing. It's not about murders and stuff, but I thought it was fun to actually record.
Yeah. What's the one we did after Robin Hood?
The Golden Suicides.
I
That's
thought
the last.
that was
that's the
all right.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was all right. That was kind of
Oh yeah, I
interesting.
wasn't in the last episode, was I? The Jersey Devil. I forgot.
No, you
Where
weren't.
was I, Matt?
Did
you guys
No,
did you
we
guys
didn't,
say?
We didn't even mention you.
Okay, cool.
Oh, actually, we did. I said Tom would want me to mention this and that.
Okay, so I was still there. I was a presence.
Yeah,
I think listeners by now can tell who's actually controlling everything.
yeah. We got too busy into like where Chris had been, like in Azerbaijan and wherever.
That's probably
I
more
reckon it was so.
interesting than I was playing with teeth,
Yeah, it was.
which
to
is
be honest.
probably what I was doing.
Tongue in place of teeth.
Yeah, I just want them to wonder what I do for a living. We never mention it, right? But occasionally I mention something that's a bit weird.
Yeah,
But we don't ever say what I do. It's going to be like the one mission. It's like How I Met Your Mother, Barney. You don't know his job.
doesn't
And
he?
occasionally he does mention some aspects of it, and you're just like, what does he do? But yeah, so I'm like the Barney Stinson of the Dork
Yeah,
Seduction.
there's an aura of mystery about you.
Yes. Anyway, so I think we can say goodbye.
Yes,
Right,
we can.
so we hope you enjoyed it, and we hope you look up Leakin Park and the murders there.
Yes.
Yes, and we'll probably use it as ammunition for other episodes.
Yes.
So yeah, that's all I can say.
Yeah.
So goodbye.
Yeah. Farewell, dear friends. It's been wonderful.
Has it? Has it really? We've been
It's
so
been
creepy.
terrible at times, actually, to be honest. We've been awful. But,
All right. Goodbye.